Hi guys, let us know if we're live. Say yes in the chat if we are. How are you guys?
Hey guys, how we doing?
What's up, what's up?
Thanks for having me on here, Lisa. Appreciate it.
Are you excited to make wings or what?
I'm very excited. I'm starving. So it's perfect timing. Are you excited?
Very much so. My roommate is very hungry and she's like, I'm going to have to come in later and eat some of this.
Absolutely. There's definitely going to be leftovers in my house because we have about 4 pounds of wings and 2 people. So it should be sufficient.
Perfect. Okay, I think everyone's in. Hi everyone, Bubble Tea Guppies, Gail, Apexia. How are you guys? Okay, so we're gonna get started so we can start cooking, so we can start eating. I'm very excited to be doing this live with Max the Meat Guy. We are making chili lime wings, which I am very excited to eat. I watched this video of his and the biggest question I actually have, I didn't ask you this before, but is it spicy to you?
It really depends on how many peppers we add, but the one I made was extremely spicy actually. So there's cooked peppers in the sauce, and I actually topped it with fresh habaneros as well, sliced up. So that combination, and we also had like the ancho and just like layers of spice. So, I mean, you're the spice master, so I'm sure for you it's not super spicy, but we can always add more, you know?
Yeah.
I have like I have limes, but also a whole bunch of chili peppers. Also, crazy setup we have here with the 2 screens. It's pretty epic. But a bunch of habaneros. I'm excited, to say the least.
Well, perfect. I've got a bunch of different ones too. Okay, so Max Meat Guy is going to show us how to make chili lime wings. Also, an introduction. What do you do, Max?
What do I do?
What do you do?
I cook meat and I document it. So I have a channel on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Creating all sorts of, experiments, educational stuff, and also more wacky, entertainment focused, like public cooking, car cooking, just crazy videos. So yeah, that's what I do.
Perfect. Okay, so what should we do first to start these chili lime wings?
Okay, so there's pretty much 3 basic steps. We have the wings, we have the sauce, and we have candied limes. So the garnish is going to be candied limes. Very excited about those, but I think what we do is we start with the fresh ingredients and just get those all prepped. So what I have here is a bunch of limes, as I mentioned, and a bunch of our chili peppers. I just went crazy, like just completely random. Like I said, we have habaneros, we have different green ones, pretty much everything. What do you have as your assortment? Okay.
I have
jalapenos,
serrano, and I forgot what these are called, but I wanted to get them.
Nice.
And then
Perfect.
Habaneros.
Amazing. So habaneros are probably the hottest, right? You definitely know best, but I'm pretty sure habaneros would be the hottest, right? Maybe Lisa can't hear me.
Sorry, give me a sec.
No worries.
Okay, sorry, what did you ask?
No, I'm just wondering, what pepper on your table is the hottest in your opinion? Probably
definitely the habaneros, because
okay.
These are 100 to 200,000 Scoville. Okay. I forgot what the name of these peppers are. Jalapenos are 8 to 10,000 Scoville, and Serrano peppers are more spicy than the jalapenos. But I forgot. I think these are 20 to 30 Scoville. I'm not quite sure. How about yours? What's the spiciest?
I was asking you as the expert here. I'm pretty sure it's habaneros.
Okay, yeah. These are 100 to 200. These are spicy. Very spicy, actually.
So we'll be very careful, especially with our hands. We don't want to get them all the juices in the crevices. But so essentially what we're going to do is just start chopping them up. What we want to do is be left with probably about a cup of fresh chilies. We're going to add these to the sauce a little bit later. And really it's just chopping them up. You can dice them. They're going to be cooked down a little bit, so they'll kind of get smaller. A lot of that moisture will release naturally.
Okay.
And I guess it's a personal preference if you want to include the seeds. Those typically are where the most of the spice is held. I'm probably going to take the seeds out for the most part. I'm sharing it with my sister, and we like spice. We definitely like spice, but I'd rather start with a little bit less.
Are you just using your hands to seed it?
I am. Are you not?
Okay. I'm just curious because I'm always scared of touching my eyes.
That's a very good point.
But let's do it.
I did
Let's
not
go all
plan
in.
for that. Definitely don't touch your eyes. Yeah, hands might be burning in a little bit. But yeah, just basically chopping them up. So how's your spice tolerance been going recently?
It's been going pretty well. I just finished up day 18 like a week ago. Did the world's spiciest chocolate. So I thought when we did our spicy challenge, I thought that was the world's spiciest.
Yeah.
That was only 1 to 2 million Scoville, by the way.
1 to 2. Seems like a lot.
Yeah, the one that I did last week was at 9 million. Yeah.
What?
You want to try it? I'll send it to you.
Sounds excessive.
Yeah. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I was really, really dreading it, but it worked out.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't know if we can trust your judgment on this because you've been doing this for a while and your tolerance is probably extremely high comparatively.
What if we end up doing a spicy challenge at the end of the stream like we did last time?
I feel like we might.
Just eat a habanero straight.
Just ruin my entire night and day tomorrow.
So you're just chopping up each chili pepper?
Yeah, so I started with like half a serrano. Honestly, like the amount of chilies that we're gonna add is completely up to you. Like you could go, you could literally add a couple tablespoons. I have 4 pounds of wings, so this is like a pretty average pack. It includes the wing tips, and also the drums and the flats. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's close to like 20 wings, so it's quite a bit. I'm gonna just chop up more rather than less, just so we have it. But yeah, probably like a half a cup would be good.
I couldn't find any wings. Like I had to get frozen ones and de-thaw it. Apparently, there's a shortage in my city.
Honestly, I've heard there's a wing shortage like nationally, everywhere. Like Wingstop, that restaurant, is now rebranding as Thigh Stop because they don't have enough wings to go around.
Jeez.
Like, it's real when Wingstop is no longer Wingstop due to a shortage. So yeah, just kind of chopping them up. How's my second camera looking? I feel like it's pretty good, right? It's pretty crazy.
I'm still in the jalapenos. So what inspired you to make this? Because this video is kind of old. Not old, but it's been, a few months?
This is actually I think for my channel, it's quite old. I think I probably made it back in the summer of last year. So it's one of my first chicken videos, I believe. But for me, like the interesting thing about a lime is it's quite sour, right? It's like really acidic. So when you candy it and add sugar, you neutralize that acidity with that sugar, right? With that sweetness. So I really like doing things like that where I have a dominant flavor and then kind of take it away by adding something else. And in doing so, you can kind of layer those flavors on there. So that was like the idea. And we're also using a vinegar barbecue sauce, as opposed to a really sweet, typical barbecue sauce. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm using the Killer Hogs vinegar sauce, and that's going to be a little bit acidic on its own. So starting with acidity, incorporating sugar, and kind of letting it balance itself out was like the initial thought. And also garnishing with a hot pepper. That was something I really wanted to do for a while. So we're literally taking a fresh habanero and putting it on top of the actual wings by the end of it. So salty, sweet, acidic, and yeah, just sort of a trio of flavors going on.
Nice.
Yes. Something I find myself doing a lot is, as opposed to like making my own sauces, a lot of people make their own barbecue sauces, which I enjoy doing. But what I find more convenient and easier to experiment with is just building upon store-bought sauces. Like there's a lot of just amazing barbecue sauces out there, and the hard part is getting to that point, and then you can tailor it to suit your taste or to suit whatever, you have company over that really like spicy. Throw a bunch of chilies in to a store-bought sauce, and you can create something really nice without putting too much work in.
Yeah, when you said that we needed vinegar-based barbecue sauce, I had no idea what you were talking about until I had to Google it. That was very interesting. But I think I got a good one. I'll show you. I got Carolina-inspired barbecue sauce.
Nice.
Sweet tangy sauce with accents of mustard and cider vinegar.
Perfect. Yeah, so your traditional barbecue sauce, like Sweet Baby Ray's or something like that, is gonna be quite sweet. And then there's the acidic one, or the vinegar sauces, and there's also mustard based, which is still acidic, but slightly different. In my opinion, it's gonna be a little bit more, usually like orange or yellow colored. But I don't know, I think I have more than enough peppers chopped up right now. How are you looking?
I'm looking pretty good. I got the jalapenos and this white pepper. I forgot the name. Then now I'm cutting serrano.
Nice.
Where are y'all from? Susie is asking, where are you from?
Where am I from? So I grew up in Boston. I'm currently living in Connecticut. I lived in China for the past 6 years essentially. So I've kind of been bouncing around everywhere, back on the East Coast. And yeah, that's where I'm at now.
That blows my mind that you're in China. Like when you told me that, I was like, that's crazy.
It kind of blows my mind too when I think back to it. I'm like, that was just my life.
Do you think you're going back anytime soon?
I think we talked about this last time, but I still have my cats hanging out in my apartment there. I do have my roommate that's taking care of them. So a big priority is getting my cats back, trying to get them a passport right now. But like all my stuff is still there. Like I left on a 3-week trip. I had a round trip ticket. I was planning on coming back literally in 3 weeks. COVID popped off as I was back in the States. And that was like a year and a half ago. And I'm still here. So like literally all my stuff is just frozen in time in China, which is like kind of crazy to think about, honestly.
Do you think the past year you would have rather been in China, or are you glad you took the trip and you ended up having to stay?
I'm very glad that I took the trip. Yeah. I mean, the content creation stuff is, of course, like I feel very lucky to have this opportunity. And also some family stuff, like just being with my family. My mom has been really important to me the past year and a half at this point. So yeah, I mean, I feel very, very lucky and fortunate to have timed it the way I did. You know, like the cross-border stuff was obviously. Oh, do not! I just rubbed my.
You really screwed up there. I watched that all happen.
Like,
have fun. Sorry if you're gonna cry.
Yeah, there's a good chance my hands are gonna be burning in the next like 15 minutes. Could have thought ahead and worn gloves, but.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll just make sure we wash our hands thoroughly. Oh wait, are we supposed to preheat our oven yet, or no? We're good.
Let's slice the limes, then we'll preheat the oven.
Okay.
And we'll keep rolling from there.
So I've got the one jalapeno, one serrano, one the white peppers, and then here's the habanero. Did I already say habanero?
I don't know. Wait, I think you have a pretty good amount there, honestly.
Is this enough peppers?
Yeah, I think you're good. Like,
okay.
How many pounds of wings do you have, by the way?
4 pounds.
Okay. Oh, perfect. So same as me. Cool. So I think what we should do now is probably slice the limes just to get that started, and then we'll preheat the oven and get the wings going.
Okay. And what are we preheating it to?
So we're gonna do 425. So there's 3 types of cooking techniques when it comes to wings that I typically do. It's either frying, smoking, or baking. So we're baking it this time. and it's a little bit more difficult to get them crispy when you're baking it. So there's a couple things we're going to do to try to increase the amount of crunch and crisp that we have. So one is going pretty high with the heat. We're going to go to 425 Fahrenheit. And then we're also going to be adding baking powder. That's going to react with the skin and help us crisp it up a little bit more, as opposed to just throwing in some random wings in there. The third thing actually is patting them dry really, really well. The more moisture on the outside, the harder it's going to be to crisp up. So just a few variables at play that we can do to improve our chances of a nice crispy wing.
Perfect. Thanks for working with me since I don't have a grill or a smoker.
Yeah, no worries.
Bad boys. Okay, how small did you cut up your chili peppers, by the way?
I went pretty small. Like finely diced, I would say. Sort of like that. I don't know if you guys can see or how well you can see, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So I finally got the chat up, so now I can interact with people as well.
Perfect. Someone's saying, can you and Max make a Magus meat cake? What is a Magus? Is it like Among Us, like the game? I'm confused.
I think so. I think that's what they're referring to.
Are you keeping up with the lingo these days, Max?
I'm not. I'm doing my best to.
Can someone explain to us what Amogus is?
Among Us is a game, right? Among Us? It's like a video game.
How old are you, Lisa? I'm 72.
Yeah. Someone said, does Max speak Chinese? I do speak Chinese, but I'm a little bit rusty. It's been, like I said, it's been about over a year since I've been in China.
Say something. You should say something. I mean, if you want to.
我会说一点点的中文. I'll let the people that speak Chinese interpret that. Okay, so should we get started on the limes right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
NZXM wants a shout out. You got a shout out. Okay, so what we're gonna do is slice the limes. So I have a bunch of them here. It's mostly for a garnish, so it's like you don't need that. Oh, you got a whole bushel of limes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, we don't have to use it all, but.
No, yeah. I mean, candied limes in itself is like a cool recipe just to understand the concept of. And essentially what we're going to do is just start with some fresh limes and slice some slices. I'd say about an eighth of an inch. So close to what I would do if I was like making beef jerky. So something around an eighth of an inch. So I'll show you guys right around there is a nice thickness. Nothing crazy. We're going to simmer them down. Not perfectly even, but it's okay. We're going to simmer them down. So we have this tough rind, the white part, and also that exterior. By simmering it down, it's going to get a lot more soft. But we don't want it too thick. So something like that.
How's this look? I'm so bad at evenly cooking.
Wait, is that multiple? Okay, can you put one up to your mini cam? Looks pretty good. Yeah, looks great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a sliver, like a piece of paper, but it's relatively thin.
What are you making, by the way? We are making chili lime wings. Max the meat guy style.
Yeah, so something that I'll add is that this is actually the second time I've made this recipe. So I think there's an assumption that, at least for me, and I don't know, like for people that create recipes, there's like a lot of repetition and, you know, it's like something you've been making for a long time. But literally, I made this one time. It came out really, really great. So I decided to make a video around it and like actually make it a recipe. So this is not like, I don't know, it's not passed down through the generations or anything. So we're gonna freestyle it a little bit when it comes to the recipe. But as we were saying before, if you just joined, there's three main components. We have the wings. So we have these 4 pounds worth of chicken wings that we're gonna bake. We have a sauce that is vinegar barbecue sauce based. we're going to incorporate some chili, some fresh chilies, some powdered chilies, and then the last element is a chili lime garnish, a candied lime garnish. So limes are quite acidic. We're going to cook them down a little bit, add some sugar, let them balance themselves out with the acidity with the sugar. Those are the three components, and yeah, we've chopped up the chili peppers, and we're getting started on those candied limes right now.
The Funky Five is asking, where do you get inspo to make different dishes?
So when it comes to actual people, Guga Foods is a big one for me on YouTube. When I was living in China the past 5 years, I spent a lot of time on YouTube watching him. Kenji Lopez on Serious. I keep touching my lips and eye. Like, this is gonna be bad, but I'm like itchy, like a little. I gotta like whatever. Kenji Lopez on Serious Eats is incredible. If you ever have a question about a recipe or an ingredient, you just want to understand something better, literally go Serious Eats and type it in. It could be chef knives, it could be salt, it could be chicken. Just literally say Serious Eats and then type in whatever you want to learn about. That's a great one. And then beyond that, when I develop recipes, it's really just combining techniques or things that I've learned over time and adding to them. Like, I've made candied limes before. I've never combined them with chicken wings before making this recipe, but I know I like candied limes. I know I like chicken wings. So understanding both of those things separately allows me to understand them cohesively as well.
Nice. I love that.
So my question
inspo is my comment section.
I was going to say, we need to hear how
people are like,
you're
try
cranking
making
out
this and this.
so much. Sorry, I was going to say, you're cranking out so much content all the time, and it's always interesting. Like, I could never create a story 4 times a day that's actually, I spend like 3 days on a video trying to make it interesting, but all of your videos are so like interactive and relatable. I don't know, there's just like a lot that it just seems very easy for you to do. I'm not sure if it is, but I don't know. I'd love to hear your process a little bit more.
Well, thank you. It does get easier with time, like making a bunch of different things. But most of the stuff comes from my comment section. People are like, try this. And I'm like, you know what? I've never tried that before. So let's give it a try. And if I fail, I fail. If it turns out great, it turns out great. How many limes did you cut?
So I cut 2. This is definitely enough at this point. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I cut like 5.
Wow. Speed chopper over here.
I got a little crazy. Great. We only need 2?
I mean, I'll do one more. I'll just like focus on talking, but I mean, you're definitely good on that. I think so the next step would be to start simmering some water, and to candy limes or really any type of citrus. It's actually pretty simple. All you gotta do is simmer water at a 1-to-1 ratio with sugar. So about a cup of sugar and 1 cup of water is a good starting point that I'd recommend. You can eyeball it, honestly, but if you want to use like a measuring something, that'll work too.
Whoops.
We're essentially just making a simple syrup. Really simple syrup.
Okay. Max, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food? It's a tough question. Probably kalbi, like the Korean short ribs. That just has I don't know. I'm a huge fan. Always have been. What about you?
What heat level are you putting it at?
You can put it at like all the way up just to get it to a point where it's essentially simmering.
Okay.
Thank you, Jackson. I just looked at the chat for 2 seconds and yeah, thank you. So yeah, just get it hot and then it'll start. Once it starts to simmer, we'll kind of bring it down, and at that point we'll add the limes.
Did you add sugar yet or no?
I did.
You did? Okay, so 1-to-1. Oh boy, this is not a good idea. I should have measured. I say that's okay though.
Leah said, what's my favorite drink? Probably, if we're talking like alcoholic drinks, probably a dirty gin martini. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but
Wait, what did you say was your favorite drink?
I said a dirty gin martini. That's like a steakhouse drink for me. I wouldn't drink that all the time, but if I'm, I don't know, that's one that I appreciate a lot. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. Okay, cool. So how you looking?
Pretty good. I've never made candied anything in my entire life, so we'll see how this goes.
Nice. Oh, I feel like we're doing good here. Okay, so we have our citrus chopped up. So our limes, we have our chilies, we have our simple syrup that's starting to go. You can see it's literally just water and sugar. But now's actually a good time, once you're good on that, to start preheating the oven. And we can get started on the chicken wings.
Okay. Wait, so this syrup, the simple syrup is good?
Yeah, it'll just come up to just start simmering. It'll do its thing for a little bit.
Okay.
You can mix it a little bit, but naturally it'll start to dissolve as the heat goes up. Do you like medium rare steak? I love medium rare steak. That's my favorite. Yeah.
Same. Do you always sear steak on high, or have you done it with less than high heat?
It depends on thickness. If it's really thin, go as hot as possible. If it's thick, give it a little bit more time because we want to slowly cook the entire thing and get the inside up to temp before we overcook the outside. What we want to avoid is a really big gray band, right? We don't want to have the inside perfectly cooked, but a bunch of, fully cooked steak on the outside. So if it's really thick, I keep the heat lower. If it's really thin, I go as hot as possible.
I just bought a tomahawk steak today. I've never cooked it before, and I'm very excited. So I'm going to need to, I'll probably be texting you like all day when I start cooking it.
Absolutely. What, can we see it? Do you have it handy?
Yeah. So it's not like fresh, but.
Oh, we're already boiling here. So here's the simple.
Put it in the freezer because I'm cooking it next week when I get back into town. But what do you think?
Oh, nice. Oh, it's amazing. That's a beauty.
So I've never cooked a tomahawk. Tomahawk,
yeah.
Yeah, before.
So I'm going
to sear it and then put it in the oven.
Nice. Sounds good. Yeah. Let me know if I can help answer any questions on that. But yeah, I think so. Now's a good time to preheat the oven. We have our chicken wings, and it's officially time to get going on them. So what we're going to do is preheat it to 425. Pretty hot in the grand scheme of things. Usually you'll bake a cake at like 350 or just bake stuff around that temp. But we're going to go with 425, so I'm going to do it right now.
Okay. Make sure it's 425. Max, is it okay if we use chili flakes instead of peppers?
Totally fine. Definitely fine. Really, we're just trying to incorporate spice. It's less about the texture and the freshness. Since we're cooking it into the sauce, we're removing the moisture anyway. Chili flakes are just chilies without the moisture, so we're kind of doing the same thing. But I will say the garnish, if you can find a way to garnish it with some fresh chilies, that to me is a pretty important element. So what we have here is a habanero that we're gonna garnish with. We're also gonna garnish it with our candied limes that we've been working on. So to me, that combo is quite special. But within the sauce, definitely fine to use chili flakes.
Perfect. Okay, we're ready to season the chicken wings, correct?
Ready to season them, yep.
Let's do it.
Okay, so yeah, let's do it. So it's good we both have 4 pounds, so we're working with the same ratios essentially.
I have a lot of liquid in mine. I should probably drain it.
On the candied limes? On the chickens? Oh, okay, because they were frozen a little bit.
Yeah.
This is all good. Do you have a mixing bowl?
Do I have a what?
Do you have some sort of bowl that you can mix all the chicken wings in, or like Or what do you have? Oh, that'll work fine, actually.
Okay, yeah,
Leave it
this
there.
is
Perfect. I should probably find something there. So really all we're doing now, as the oven's preheating, is we're seasoning them and also incorporating the baking powder that I was talking about. So in general, if you're gonna bake wings, it's quite difficult to get a nice crust on them. So there's two things we can do to improve our chances of getting them nice and crispy. We can pat them dry really, really well, which is definitely what we're gonna do. And then also adding baking powder is a great ingredient for improving the crispiness. And then
Yes.
on top of that, really high heat. So those three factors are the big ones.
Holly, do we have paper towels? I gotta ask my roommate. Holly, do we have paper towels? Oh, we're out of paper towels. Okay. We have napkins. We're gonna use this towel. It's clean. Okay, is the first step patting them dry?
Yep, pat them super dry. So the famous Holly is in the building, is what you're saying.
She's in the building, yes.
Wow. I always see her in the videos. I'm like, yeah, celebrity officially in
I'll have to tell her. She's
on the chat.
in her room right now.
Oh, really?
But I'll say that Max and Meat Guy said that Holly's famous.
Roommate reveal, hype her up chat. I'm down for that.
Hey, Max and Lisa, what got you guys into cooking and why this out of all? You go first.
What got me into it? I think just naturally really enjoying good food. Just like really appreciating good food experiences. And not necessarily like fancy ones, but you know, living in China, living in different places in America, getting exposed to, like, I was having sushi when I was, I don't know, like 5 years old. I was always trying new things. My parents really encouraged that. So I think that appreciation is where it started. And then, I don't know, just like naturally, like innately, it's just something that I really, really am drawn to. How about you?
Mine was definitely the pandemic for sure. I was very intimidated by cooking. And then when I was forced to start cooking at home, that's kind of how I got into it. It's really that simple. But yeah, Holly, Max and Meat Guy said you're famous. How do you feel about that? Yeah, he said this is the famous roommate.
Oh my!
I was telling Lisa it's gonna be weird or over here to see you because I follow you on Instagram now. I'm like, is this what Lisa's videos think of her? Me and you, but I've never met you.
No way! Nice to meet you. The chat's been hyping you up. I've been hyping you up. It's great to finally see you live here.
I know, exciting times. I like to be part of the foodie world, mostly just to try the food.
I will say,
She'll be back trying the chili wings.
It's pretty awesome seeing videos of you guys together. Like, there's, I don't know, it's nice the collaboration, and I don't know, the energy is pretty fun.
The famous roommate. This cracks me up.
Yep. See, Taylor's loving it.
Hey Max, did you go to culinary school? Do you have any plans to?
I've never been. It's something. So like when I was.
I think your audio went out. Max doesn't want to answer this question. That's why the audio cut out. He's like, yeah, he's like, I don't want to answer this. Maybe. Cannot hear him. Maybe I'll unmute the other one. Testing, Mike.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Cool. So we're back. I have not been to culinary school. At some point, I'd love to, and I'd also love to work at a restaurant. One of these days, I think that'd be the best way to really get better and to learn. to improve the skills, but not quite yet. But so how's your how are your wings doing?
How are my wings doing? Is that the question?
Yeah. Did you pat them
dry?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
they're
cool.
dry. They are dry as the Sahara Desert.
Dry as can be. Nice. Perfect. So what we're gonna do now is start by seasoning them. I'm using a barbecue rub. It's a little bit sweeter, so it has some sugar in it. Usually I smoke or grill wings. So by using a barbecue rub, we kind of give that smoky flavor slightly. But really you can use anything here as long as it's salty enough, as long as it has some salt in it. I think Lisa said she has like a chicken rub, which is totally perfect.
Yeah, I just have the chicken rub. That's what I'm going to be using. Kickin' chicken seasoning. Hopefully that will work.
Excess Snow said, what was my reaction to Gordon Ramsay to your steak cake? I was pretty shocked, honestly. I still don't, it was definitely not a positive review, but I thought it was hilarious, I will say.
I'm jealous. I want to get Gordon Ramsay's attention.
I feel like you will at some point, for sure.
Maybe I should just copy your meat cake, like exactly how you did it. Maybe that will work.
I would love to see you recreate it. So the funny thing is, I actually did another steak cake that was 4th of July inspired, and I bought fireworks. I think I told you actually. I bought fireworks, and I was expecting them to be like pretty minor, small fireworks. Turns out they were not. They were pretty serious, and I almost blew up my house essentially. So, video coming soon on that. Very soon, actually. So, yeah.
I'm glad your house is still intact.
Me too. Okay, so actually, Lisa, we're probably at a point now where we can add the limes as we're kind of getting our chicken prepared.
Okay.
Let's throw the limes in the simmering water. So what we're doing now is making our candied limes. Basically, just a simple syrup. It's a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar and water. We have our sliced limes, about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch thick, and we're just going to simmer them for about I don't know, 10-15 minutes or so, just to get it to a point where the whole thing's edible. So we're just adding our limes.
Giving these limes a little bath.
Exactly.
How many limes are you adding?
I'm adding like 2 to 3 limes worth. Honestly, add as much as you want. Like, you can use these days after for random things. It's basically just a sweet lime garnish.
Okay.
Wow. How we looking?
Nothing, sorry. Okay, we're putting the limes into the sugar water.
Yep. So just to recap, people, in case they're just joining, we're making chili lime wings. We have our chicken wings. We're gonna make a sauce, and we're making candied limes as a garnish. So we're currently in process. Our oven is set to 425. And yeah, that's where we're at. So, baking powder. Okay, so
these are some pretty big wings. I'm excited to eat them. Wings are one thing that I could eat a lot of. Like if there's ever a wing eating contest, I think I could do some damage. Maybe not win, but I could be like, I don't know, maybe top 3.
realistically, how many wings can you eat? If we're being completely realistic.
How many could I eat? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, a lot. I don't know. I think in a sitting, if it was like good, maybe like 25 to 50. I know that's a big range, but I'm giving myself some room.
It's a ridiculous range. That's not even a range. That's like a solar system's worth of information.
How many do you think you could eat?
I could definitely eat 25. I mean, I don't know, 25 to 30, maybe 30 to 35. Why don't we have a wing? Do we do a wing eating competition after this?
We should. It could be like a foodie thing. Hopefully, we can meet up one day and do like a collab, and then we'll like do this wing eating contest.
I'm down. Maybe a spicy wing eating competition.
Oh, spicy wings. Okay, you brought that up, by the way. We'll remember this. That was you.
Okay, that's true. Okay, so let's add our baking powder, and so it's almost time to get these wings in the oven. Someone said we should do a hot wing contest.
How are we adding?
Jackson Styles, I love you back. So you have 4 pounds of wings, right?
Yes.
Is Max thinking of going to Wingstop one day? Wingstop is like on my list of places I'm gonna look at. So essentially, what we're doing then is, just adding about 2 tablespoons of baking powder to the wings, and we're gonna just throw it over the top. And at that point, we can just mix it all in pretty good. I'm adding slightly less than 2 tablespoons, but that is going to give you roughly where you want to be.
So I accidentally touched my face and it's been burning this entire time. I haven't said anything, but it's been burning. I just want to let you guys know that this is one of the casualties of doing a food video live, so that you can't cry.
Oh no. What part of the face are we working with here? Like eyes? Is it like in your eye or just?
No, just on this bottom part where I touched. And I just touched it again because I'm very smart.
I will say my hands are burning right now.
Okay, we're mixing this up.
So you're using tongs, which is smart. I'm using my hands.
I just want to lessen the amount of times I have to wash my hands.
That's smart.
What's your favorite meat to cook, to eat?
Favorite meat?
To cook and eat.
That's just such a tough question. It really depends on the day. Like, what I eat most of, which might surprise people, is fish and chicken. Like, I try to, be as health conscious as I can during the week so that I can splurge on, like, a big ribeye or something, like, epic on the weekends or whenever I choose to. So I eat a lot of chicken breasts and, like, salmon and stuff like that. But my favorite, I don't know, I've been really liking outside skirt steak lately. Of the 2 skirt steaks, it's really tender as long as you cook it correctly. It absorbs the marinade really well, and it's just a little bit more exciting to me than like a fillet or a ribeye, which is best cooked with just like salt and pepper, more simple. So you can really do a little bit. You can do a little bit more with something like a skirt steak.
Yeah, I definitely like simple. I actually just posted a video today where I was cooking a steak with some seasoning, and I was telling people, like, for me personally, I just like my steak with salt and pepper because I like to taste the flavor of the meat. And I stick by that still. Unless you can find a seasoning that will blow my mind.
I respect that. I definitely respect that. Okay, so I don't know about you, but my wings are looking pretty good right now. How are yours looking?
Are you a good singer? Someone asked if you can sing.
I think they're asking you, realistically.
They said, can you sing, Max? That was the question, so I'm pretty sure it's you.
Can I sing? I'm going with no. I can't. I'm very bad. I can, I'm just very bad at it. I feel like this came up last time we did it live.
Probably did.
Yeah, singing and dancing have never really been my forte. Creatively, but I don't know. How about you? Are you, I remember you saying you're really good at singing. I think actually people would appreciate it if you gave us a song.
I can't sing at all. People their ears would start bleeding if I started singing. It would be bad. I would lose very many followers. Very many followers at that.
I'm sure they would love it. So how you look? So I think my wings are pretty good. I think they're ready to go in the oven. Mine's fully preheated. Is yours?
Should I put it on a baking sheet, or do you think it's okay in here? Because I do have a baking sheet back here.
As long as you can separate them so they're not touching, then you're fine. Ideally, airflow is best. So I have a little rack here. That allows for the air to go not only above but also below. But to be honest, as long as they're just separated, you're totally fine.
Okay, I think I'm gonna put it on the baking sheet just in case.
A lot of people are saying hi, Lisa.
Hi, everyone. If you're just joining the stream, I'm here with Max, the meat guy, and we're making chili lime wings. So we've seasoned our wings. We've chopped up the chilies as well, just a variety of different chilies. And then our lime, we have put in some sugar water, simple syrup, right? That's what you called it.
Mm-hmm. Simple syrup, yes.
We're just candying up the limes. Yep. Now we are putting our chicken into the oven.
Yep. Are you good to go?
I'm scared this will burn. I should probably spread it out.
Yeah. So I'm actually leaving 3 stragglers just to keep the airflow. They're mostly separated. There's a little bit of space. But as they cook, we'll kind of move them around a little bit. A little more squeeze going.
Do you like the flat or the drumstick more? I know this is a controversial topic as well.
This is very controversial. You can lose friends over this sort of stuff. Personally, I like the flat. My sister over there likes you like the drums, right? People go back and forth on it. For me, it's just a more consistent fat to meat ratio. There's a lot more fat to meat, so it's probably a little bit less healthy. But if it's fully rendered, nice and crispy, I definitely prefer the flats.
I'm a flat person as well.
Someone said, "How did y'all meet?"
That's a good question. You answer that.
I don't really remember.
It wasn't very memorable, obviously.
I mean, we never actually met in person, but I don't know, content creators always communicate and talk about stuff. Oh, it's probably Clubhouse, right? No, was it Clubhouse?
It probably was. I think we were already following each other on TikTok, and then we actually got the chance to talk in Clubhouse, and then, yeah. Yeah, I have 1 piece of chicken left. Just 1 piece.
Someone said air fryer the wings. Honestly, that's a great idea. That would give us a better crisp. In general, it's going to give it a little bit more. The heat's going to be a little bit higher, and the airflow is going to be a little bit better. So that would do really well. But today we're going with 11.
Sorry. My chicken is in. I mean, it's not in.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm throwing it in.
Okay. Make sure I don't mess up the stream by doing this, because my wires are very not safe.
So
if there's a fire, is I showing you guys?
I would definitely recommend washing your hands with soap after that whole thing, and just the work anywhere that touched chicken.
You're setting the timer, right?
No. We're at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. We'll start checking it in about 15 minutes, maybe 10. We might want to flip them. Max, do you speak any Mandarin Chinese? I can. I'm not going to say I'm a master, but I definitely can get around. Which rack in the oven? I put mine in the middle. It's the type of thing where each oven's going to be a little bit different. and I'm going to check on it in a bit just to flip them, and sometimes the back is hotter than the front, so I'll just flip the pan around. Just that sort of thing, just keeping an eye on it. So I'm checking
how are your limes looking?
Sorry, what?
How are your limes looking?
They're okay. Is your water simmering right now, or is it bubbling? It looks like it is, right?
Yes, it's bubbling, simmering.
Okay. Well, the limes aren't quite tender yet, so.
I love how you just took a bite into that. That would have burned my entire mouth.
Yeah, I blew on it a little bit, but probably needs another like 5-10 minutes. In the meantime, we should get started on the sauce. That's the last component. While the wings are done. Oh, here we go. So, essentially what we're doing is really just combining ingredients. Nothing crazy, since we're starting with a store-bought sauce. It makes it a little bit more simple. So, yeah, so like I was saying before, we're starting with a vinegar-based sauce. It's still sweet, but it has a little bit more of an acidic touch to it, a little bit more sourness, which is kind of what we want here. We're incorporating these candied limes, which are quite sweet, has a lot of sugar in it. So I'm happy using a vinegar-based sauce here. It's also quite spicy, all the chilies we're adding. So that combination to me is quite nice, acidic and spicy. So what I would do is prop for 4 pounds of wings. A half a bottle sounds like a lot. Maybe like a third of a bottle is a good starting point. Yeah, let's just see how much volume we have at that point.
Okay.
Rather than a third of a bottle. Close to a half. That feels pretty good to me. How's yours looking?
What do you think?
I had a little bit more.
Okay.
I think, yeah. And you can always reserve it for something else, and it'll be like a nice spicy sauce. Todoro Kiss Bitch loves your content, Lisa.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So all we're doing is basically incorporating 3 slightly spicy ingredients. But what I like about this is it's 3 very unique contexts of a similar thing. So we have, you guys see this? We have fresh chilies, we have dried chilies in the form of chili powder, and we have chili paste in the form of gochujang. So even though it's a similar ingredient, they have different flavor profiles based on how they were prepared. And I was talking before about layering flavors, and this is a great way to do it. So essentially all we're doing is adding our chilies, our fresh chilies.
Okay, fresh chilies.
Yep. So I don't know. I probably have like a third of a cup. You can kind of eyeball it, honestly. Like, I think you have a good feel for your spice tolerance at this point. Out of everybody in the world, you probably have the most understanding of how much spice you can take.
Maybe. These are chili. Well, this white chili, I still don't know how. Should I take a bite out of it, see how spicy it is?
I think so.
Of course you would think so.
Is that the same as this one? Lisa live eating a hot chili pepper.
It's less spicy than a jalapeno. So, okay. I think I'm good with adding it all. YOLO.
So is my name actually Max? It is Max. My full name is actually Maximilian. That's my real name, but I go by Max generally. Feel free to call me Maximilian if that's what you wish. Okay. So I added the chilies. You add yours, okay?
Yes, I did.
Is it getting spicier, or was that pretty much it?
I think this is it, right? The chilies we cut up earlier. Should I add more spice? Oh wait, we got gochujang that we're adding as well.
Yeah, we got gochujang and also a chili powder that I'm gonna add.
Oh yes, the Ancho chili powder.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, how much are you adding?
Again, I'm eyeballing it. Like realistically, anywhere from half a teaspoon to like 7 tablespoons is good.
Did you say half a teaspoon to 7 tablespoons?
Anything in that range is going to give you a perfect final product.
What in the world?
No, probably like I don't know, like a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon is good.
Okay.
Mine's looking pretty spicy. I'm gonna be honest. It just looks spicy.
This is like, here's 1 teaspoon, I think. 1 teaspoon?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
So then I'm gonna add so this is gochujang. I always pronounce it wrong. I love this sauce. I literally Google how to pronounce this sauce, and I still have no idea how to pronounce it. It's like gochujang. Anyway, it's a Korean chili paste that I really love. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of it. Like, okay. I don't know, about a tablespoon. It's good.
About a tablespoon? Okay.
Yep. And at this point, you can put your pot on medium heat, start getting it heated up a bit.
Gotcha. Medium heat. Can do that. Is your lime still simmering?
Yep, still simmering. I'm going to check out the texture right now. Hot. We're going for the bite.
Really good. This is a pretty simple mixture, but I can already see it going absolutely amazing over the wings.
Yeah, I hope so. So the limes are getting there. We'll probably pull them in like 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna put this on a pan over here.
Okay.
Okay, so my wings are starting to dry out pretty nicely. That's kind of the first step to the cooking process. Wings are dark meat, very different than white meat, which would be like the breast meat. So they're a lot more forgiving when it comes to the internal temp and the point in which they're going to get dried out versus staying juicy. So breast meat, you want to pull it. I pull it at 150, let it carry over to 160, which is fully pasteurized and safe. The FDA says pull it at 165 to be like extra. At that point, 165 is going to be a little bit more dry, but it's relatively low. When you're looking at dark meat, you want to pull it anywhere from 175 to 185. So it can go a lot higher, which is really nice when we're trying to crisp up the skin, because the longer we let it go and the longer we cook it, the more crispy that skin is going to become. And it's a lot more forgiving than breast meat, which dries out extremely quickly.
That is interesting that chicken will you pull it out like 10 degrees before and it'll get a little bit hotter and get to that temperature it's supposed to.
Yeah, that really goes for honestly, anything you're cooking. Like not even just proteins, but generally like if you're cooking a steak and, medium rare might be 130, 135. The carryover is going to be a minimum in most cases of like 10 degrees. It could be 7, it could be 15, it could be 20 in some cases. But if you want it to end at 130, you pull it at like 120 or 119. I actually cooked like 8 steaks today. We had this whole dry aged steak experiment. And I was pulling the steaks right around 116, 117. They carried over to 130, and we were left with a nice medium rare type final temp.
Nice. Guys, if you have any questions for Max the Meat Guy, let us know in the chat. We're answering questions right now. Subscribe to his channel, yes. Max the Meat Guy is on YouTube. He's on TikTok. He's on Instagram. Are you on Facebook yet?
I am.
He is. Okay, he's on Facebook. So follow, subscribe.
Thank you. Someone said, how spicy is it? I'm going to go for the taste test at this point.
I want to go
I'm
for a
a big
taste test.
proponent of tasting as you go. And yeah, I don't know. They're still the chilies in here are still quite raw. So depending how much habanero we added, it might be a little bit spicy. But I'm going for it. So this is the bite. Not that much. Only a few chili peppers, but those are habaneros though. Those little red guys. We'll see.
How long have you been on YouTube?
Mine's extremely spicy.
Sorry.
Mine's extreme.
Before I took I inhaled spice straight down my throat.
To be honest,
yeah.
mine just very not warmed up at all, meaning the spice hasn't been cooked out. And it's extremely spicy. How's yours?
Really good. I really like the flavor profile. Not too spicy. Maybe next time I think I would add an initial habanero in it.
Really?
But the flavor is amazing. I really like it.
Flavor's good. It's definitely quite spicy though. Next, would you suggest the recipe to restaurants, and do you think it could be one of the best foods on the menu? If not, what would you suggest to a 5-star Michelin restaurant? Ooh, that's a loaded question. I would suggest this to a restaurant for sure. I mean, I think every recipe requires tweaking and changing the flavor profile to the demographic that's eating it. Depending on the location, some people the South really like spicy or they like Cajun, whereas up north it's a little bit more sweet. So I think tweaking it to the demographic location is important. What would I recommend to a 5-star Michelin restaurant? So I believe Michelin stars only go up to 3 stars, but I think when it comes to the nice restaurants, it's really all about the ingredients as opposed to the recipe. Or it's more about the ingredients in the recipes, sourcing extremely high quality stuff and preparing it and letting that shine. That to me is a great restaurant. When it comes to top tier stuff, that's just my perspective on it.
I like that perspective.
I'm so putting my face in front of it, immediately start tearing, which is a good sign that it's too spicy.
I'm surprised the fumes aren't choking my roommate or something right now. She seems to be doing okay, so I think we're good.
So I'm saying, what's the spiciest food you've had? I feel like you have a very intense answer.
For me, it was a tie between the Tove Saint Lollipop and the Spicy Noodle Challenge. Both the Spicy Noodle Challenges, those are rough. I think the problem is it's straight heat around your mouth and then going down your throat, and then you have a bunch more that you have to eat. Yeah. The Carolina Reaper is pretty hot, but not as bad as that. How about you, Max?
Spiciest food I've ever had. So one time I was in China. I was clearly a newbie to the country, and there was this Chinese menu that had an English section, and it said chili. So I was like, oh, I love chili, barbecue chili, baked beans, that's my jam. What shows up is not chili in any way, shape, or form. It was literally. I think it was actually chicken wings, just covered in chili powder and flakes, and just thick chili crust. And me and my roommate had them, and we were just done, just knocked out for over a day. They tasted good, but that was it scarred me for a solid night.
Scarred you. Oh my gosh, it has to be really hot to scar you. One bad experience, it could ruin it all.
Exactly. So how's your sauce looking? Mine's definitely at this point molten, bubbling a little bit.
Yeah, mine's been bubbling. I think mine's good, honestly.
Yeah.
What am I looking for?
So we don't really need to reduce it. Typically, you reduce the sauce to get to a nice final texture. But since we started with store-bought sauce, it's already quite thick.
Gotcha.
And when it cools down, it'll also thicken up quite a bit, more than it's at now. Really, we're just looking to cook down the chili. I touched my eyes again. We're looking to cook down the chili peppers to a point where they're not excessively spicy, or to a point that you enjoy. So I'm going to try this now.
Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Razan. How are you guys? Paul? Max, you okay?
I don't know what's going on. I didn't even eat it yet.
He's dying from his own sauce. Greetings from Australia. What's up? From the US. What's up from Kansas? Max might die on stream right now, so you guys might see his last moments.
I just inhaled the fumes of it. It's a spicy sauce.
No, I totally understand that.
It's pretty good at this point. I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna actually turn this down to off. Just kind of cool down and together.
Okay. Let's set this off to the side. It's delicious. I love it.
So what we might want to do now is check on the wings and consider flipping them. Mine are looking, again, still very dried out, but not quite crispy. I want to see how the other side's looking. Aaron's saying, Max, don't die. I'm recovering. I'm recovering for now. We are going to end up garnishing it with a fresh one of these bad boys, so habanero, which they're very hot. These are big. I feel like these are in season because this is a lot bigger than a few months ago going to the store, but
Right, so we're just checking the chicken right now. Are we checking the temperature, or what are we doing? Making sure they're not burnt.
Checking that visually. I'm gonna bring the. This is so crazy having two cameras. Let's see how we do.
Okay,
Bringing over the baby. So notice how it looks very dry, but not crispy yet. So we want to keep going. I'll check the temperature with a little meat thermometer. Hopefully they're not done because we clearly need a little bit more of a crisp. I'm sure you guys can see. Give me the angle. So 162. That's okay. We want to get, like I said, we want to get to 175 to 185. So we definitely have more time. Which is good. What I might actually do. So how do yours look? How are you doing?
I'm gonna check real quick. Actually, give me 1 sec. What did you say yours was at?
So the internal temp right now, I got 163 at 155. So we're 20-30 degrees short of where we want to be at the final temp.
There's a possibility this thing is dead.
No way. Thermometer?
Yeah, it's glitching out on me.
It's okay. Well, luckily we have my wings going at the same temp, so it should be the same.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I might have a second where it's working. Okay, let's go. Nope, it died. Okay. I think we'll be good. I'm just going to follow you.
Okay, cool. Someone's saying, Max, don't cry from the onions. We're not working with onions. We're working with chili peppers, which are even more deadly. But I have been known to just start crying from onions in the past. So I think what we should do, actually, is bump up the temp. So right now we're at 160 internal. We want to end at 175 to 185. How are yours looking, actually, from a crispiness perspective?
I think they're okay, actually.
Are they looking semi-crispy, or does it look like they need a little bit more?
Maybe a few more minutes.
Okay,
but
so
I can see the crisp on the outside.
Nice. I'm actually considering bumping up the temp just a little bit to ensure we get that last 5-7 minutes, just to get that last push of spice.
Okay, we'll be increasing it too.
I'll bump it up to 450, I think. I think it's a good. I think that's pretty good.
Okay, 450. Is your lime still simmering?
Yeah, so it's still similar.
Okay, perfect.
Right when we're done with that, let's finish the. Let's finish those limes. So I'm bumping it up to for like 450, 455, just to get a little more crunch on them as they finish cooking. And then the final step, as you were saying, is the limes, which we should bang out right now. And yeah, so okay, you're good to go. So the next step with the limes is essentially just drying them off really, really well. Ideally, we let them air dry for an hour at this stage, but we don't have that kind of time. So we're just gonna, and you also don't have paper towels, I just realized. If you have napkins,
we ran out of towels.
If you have napkins,
oh my gosh, this is hot.
That would be pretty clutch at this stage. Because essentially what we're doing is just trying to remove as much of the moisture as we can. So definitely put down.
I'm going to improvise. Towels.
Lisa's making it work. You know facts about
So anytime I go to I order takeout from an Asian restaurant, I always keep the chopsticks and stuff because I always have chopsticks at home. So we got some towels. Found it, guys. We made it work.
Way to do it.
Okay, so let's move this camera here.
Don't say next time we should wear chef's hats. It's a pretty good idea, I think.
We should wear what?
Chef's hats.
Oh, yeah.
I would be down.
Okay, 1 paper towel on the cutting board. We're going to dry these out. So I need tongs.
People see this right now? Yeah.
So these are the limes that we've been simmering for a good hour now, right?
Has it been that long?
Maybe more.
We're, well, they're definitely done then, because ideally 20 to 30 minutes is where we want to be. So at least we know they're cooked. But I think they're good. I mean, these look great. The rind has gotten a lot more soft, meaning at this point, we can actually eat them. Usually you would never eat the white part or the exterior, but it's fully cooked down. It was cooked in a combination of water and sugar at a 1-to-1 ratio. So it's literally 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar. And so not only are we cooking the limes, we're also infusing them with that sugar and essentially candying them. We're beginning the stages of candying the limes. So as I was saying, usually you would just air dry these and let that sugar kind of mold onto it. But since we're running low on time, we're just gonna use paper towels, and Lisa's gonna use whatever is available.
Again, let's see if we have more paper towels. We do. Oh my gosh.
Kira, Firemations. How long have I been cooking? I've been cooking since college, so probably like 10 years ago. But I got really serious about it probably about 6 years ago.
What part of China did you live in?
I started in Beijing for 6 months, and then I moved to Shanghai, which is a little bit south. And yeah, I was in Shanghai for pretty much the entire time. Okay, I'm gonna check on the wings. Yeah,
okay. I'm drying out these limes. Lime or lemon? We are using lime at the moment. We've been cooking this in a simple water and sugar mix, like 1-to-1, for an hour actually. It's been about an hour. I'm gonna try one of them. Oh no. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so we're at 168 in the deepest part of one of the chicken wings that I found. So we're getting close. We're getting close. The crisp is looking pretty good. We could definitely use a little bit more, but I think we have another 5 or so minutes on the wings, and then we'll be there.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we're doing pretty good here. So how are your limes looking?
I think they're great. I actually just ate one and it's delicious.
Oh really?
Someone was
Nice.
asking who my favorite food content creator is. That is Max, the meat guy.
Thank you. Well, so who are some other top ones for you? Like, if you were not creating content and you were just watching food content, like, is there a particular style that you're drawn to? Because I actually realized we have very different styles, extremely different. You know?
I mean, like filming wise, probably like really differently, but I'm so immersed in like TikTok and YouTube these days, so it's like cooking with Linja and like Golden Balance. Their content's so different, but it still resonates all the way through. Gordon Ramsay's on there too, yes. I would love to get roasted by Gordon Ramsay. I just want him to call me a donut. That's all I want. That's my goal in life.
It'll happen. Okay, so the next step with the limes is to, Aleja said, I don't want to follow Max. That's rude, first of all. But anyway, so back to, Aaron said he did subscribe. I love you. Okay, so back to the limes. What we're gonna do now is finish the candying process. So what we're gonna do is add sugar to, what I'm doing is adding it to a plate, but you can add it to any sort of surface that you can dip the limes in.
Okay, we are adding this to a plate. Can you guys see this? Yes, okay.
What's his favorite? Hobby's saying, can you ask him what's his favorite food, Lisa? My favorite food is probably steak. You know, it's what I enjoy cooking the most. By default, I love eating it too. Green Lightning, thank you. Jackson, appreciate you.
I wouldn't say steak's my favorite food, but it's my favorite thing to cook.
What is it?
Steak is my favorite thing to cook, but it's not my favorite food.
What's your favorite food?
Any type of like Asian noodle soup, mostly Vietnamese noodle soups would be my favorite.
What?
Are you surprised? Should it be
No,
spicy food?
Would you say it so like? I used to pronounce it pho. Now I pronounce it pho. But are you referring mostly to pho?
Yeah, it's pho.
Yeah. Okay, so I got my sugar laid out. How's your sugar doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're supposed to put the sugar on the plate.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a plate, it can be a cutting board, just anywhere to get it. Yeah. What's my favorite color? I'm going with blue. What's your favorite color, Lisa? What's up, James? What Batty plays? What's my favorite snack to cook when I'm hungry? Cooking snack. I'm gonna go with beef jerky.
Okay, sugar plate done.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna check on the temp real quick. Okay, we're at 182, which is pretty much where we want to be.
Okay.
I'm gonna let it go just a little bit more to get more of a crisp. The final step now is to just dip our limes in the sugar. So they should be relatively dry just by being on the paper towels. And we're just gonna drop them in. So one side and the other. And if you look, I mean, that to me is like a beautiful candied lime.
First time making candied limes, guys. This is awesome.
And there's a million things you can do with these. You can eat them straight up. We're going to use them for garnish. But literally just one side, then the other. See what are you using? Chopsticks or something? Yeah. That's definitely the way to do it.
Did you learn how to use chopsticks in China?
I was using chopsticks for a while, actually.
Nice.
Like my parents exposed me to a lot of Asian cuisine when I was younger, I think. Or at least like for what we had in our small town.
Good for you.
Thank you. So yeah, how are your candied limes looking?
Sorry, what'd you say?
How are the limes looking?
I think they're looking good.
Nice.
Let me try one actually. Let's see. How are these limes?
It's like
There's a lot of sugar, but very delicious.
It's like a little bit bitter from the rind, but you get that sweetness from the sugar, so it's like a natural candy to me.
Exactly. I feel kind of healthy eating them, but like unhealthy at the same time because there's so much sugar.
Yeah.
But like you're eating a whole lime and it's bitter. I think my parents have ingrained in me like anything that's bitter is like healthy for you.
It's probably not the healthiest thing in the world, but it does taste good. Kaden said, Max, make a Wagyu Philly cheesesteak at Subway or Jersey Mike's. I'm down to do it at Subway. I've never heard of Jersey Mike's. Is that a New Jersey thing? I'm actually close to New Jersey. Someone's saying, Lisa, what's an underrated cuisine, in your opinion?
Sorry, what was the question?
What's an underrated cuisine?
Oh, that's tough. I think Laotian cuisine. It goes under the radar because it's similar to Thai cuisine, but there's like nuances to it that makes it different. I think they're very underrated.
It almost sounds like one of those cuisines that just not enough people know about. Not even that people that try it think it's not good, but it's just like there's not enough restaurants that have that type of food.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, so I think the wings are actually done.
Okay, I'm pulling mine out too.
Yeah.
Say bye to you.
Definitely not.
My wire setup in my kitchen's like really dangerous, but we're gonna make it work. Ooh, they look crispy. They look very crispy. Are you excited for this, Holly?
Yeah.
How did you come up at the time I was pulling the wings?
I just sensed it.
She did. Looks pretty good to me.
It looks pretty good. Like, for example, yes, it's a little bit dark, but the crisp is just significant. And it's very juicy. It's just juicy all over the line. How are yours looking? Tossing the wings in the sauce is the moment you've been waiting for. It's almost time. That to me is honestly one of the best moments as well.
I mean, they've got some crisps to them. I'm excited. I'm stoked.
They look great. So, okay, the last thing we should prepare as the wings kind of cool down a bit is to slice up that habanero. So we have most of our garnishes prepared, which are the candied limes, which are looking great. But the final thing is a habanero.
I'm getting my habanero right now, by the way.
You're eating it?
I got 2 left.
Oh, so you're saving one to eat.
Take a bite of one.
Yeah, of course I do.
Holly is just crazy, apparently.
Holly loves habaneros.
Really?
No, I'm joking. She hates it. Okay, I've got one habanero.
Yep.
The digital thermometer is that battery.
So what we're gonna do is just slice these really thin. I'm not talking paper thin, but I'm saying like we want to go top to bottom so we still have like a nice length to it. It's actually not cooperating that well, but let me keep doing it. Come on. So something like this.
Thin slices. Okay.
Something like this. The way I like to do it is put it in an X over the. I go actually a little thinner than that. Like try to go quite thin because it is very hot.
Okay.
And it makes for a nice presentation when you just hit it with like an X, habanero X on top.
By the way, Hound of War, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day.
People are saying the wings look delicious already. That's a good sign.
No, I'm ready to take a bite. It's a bit suspicious that my roommate came up at the same exact time that I pulled the wings from the oven. Just interesting.
Yeah, it's a little peculiar, I will say.
Yeah. How's your sister feel about eating your food?
How do you feel about it, Sophia?
My favorite parts is like when you guys are doing the fast food series where you're cooking in the drive-through series where you're cooking in the parking lot and you can hear her just being very like not awkward, but she's very uncomfortable with the whole situation.
There are some areas that are uncomfortable for sure. Yeah, no, she's a great sport. She keeps it all together. There are times when obviously the times that I'm uncomfortable I don't include. But there are times I'm like, this is brutal. Like this is very uncomfortable. But we got to do what we got to do, you know?
Yeah, she's the MVP all the way.
Okay, so my habaneros are looking good. The candied limes are looking good. It's pretty much time to toss in the sauce.
Toss the sauce.
Some might even say get lost in the sauce.
What should
What's up, Bethany?
You're gonna put it into like a bowl, right, to mix it all.
Yeah, so I have a clean bowl.
Okay.
Just be aware of like where the thing was.
Cooper's here. I don't know if you can see. This is my roommate's dog. He can smell the meat. Do you smell the meat?
Oh, I did notice a dog in the background. Is that a?
He's a Westie. Look at him looking up. He wants food. This might be too spicy for you. Sorry, Cooper.
Wait, is that a Frenchie?
Westie.
Oh, Westie.
Westie, right, Holly? Okay. He's just sitting here staring at me.
I know, I'm watching you guys live right now. Just comment.
Okay.
Hardest thing I've cooked? Probably the Wellington steak cake. That was a pain, but it was fun.
Wait, that was your favorite one?
You cooked, Lisa. What's the hardest thing you've cooked, Lisa?
Oh, the hardest thing was the ramen from scratch. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that was an epic video.
That took all day long. I was about to cry. Making the ramen from scratch as well.
That was literally all from scratch.
Yeah.
Like everything. That was pretty cool.
I'm thinking of doing it again for 2 million and then trying to get better at it, but we'll see. I don't know what I should do for that. I should figure it out.
Does anybody have any ideas of what Lisa should do for her 2 million subscriber challenge? I feel like it should be spicy. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Okay. That's what you would think.
Okay, so I got my wings. And it's time to sauce them up. Just about time.
Yes. My wings are looking great. Nice and crispy in the oven.
Here's our sauce. People see it. So one thing I will say is I wish I actually flipped the wings halfway through. The top side is really, really nice and crispy. The bottom didn't get quite as crisp. So it's a good lesson. Like what I realized is every time I cook something, I learn something new. And I didn't really understand that. Because I'm usually not baking wings, but great lesson.
Well, usually you're cooking on the grill, so it's totally understandable. But like you said, you're learning as you go. So maybe flip it halfway, and if you're doing oven. But I mean, will you ever have to do that again? Because you can just use your grill.
I'm sure there'll be a time when I want to.
Okay, here we go. Are we pouring the sauce on?
Yeah, so it's time to sauce them up. I'm probably going to go with half sauce to start. Depends how much you have, how many you have, but
the money shot, guys.
Oh wow, you got a close up too. Nice. That's my close up. Nice. All right, so we're going in with the sauce.
Oh man, I'm so excited.
I'm leaving a little bit of sauce left over just in case I want to dip them.
I poured it all in. My bad.
You went with all of it?
I went all in. I was like, this just looks too good not to.
Sometimes you have to go all in. That was like my tagline for one video. Like there was a time when I was trying out taglines, and I think that was a tagline once. It was like sometime I'm not going to say it. It's just.
What's your tagline now?
I don't really have it, honestly. Unfortunately, I don't really have. Do I have one? I think low and slow.
Low. Oh yeah, the Applewood low and slow. Was that accurate? Applewood low and slow.
Yeah, you gotta get the voice real low, and slow.
This smells and looks amazing. I am so excited to try this.
So something that you could do at this stage is crank the heat up a lot in the oven to like 500 and pop them in there for like 10 minutes.
Do we want to do that?
I don't know. How do you feel about that? Do you want to?
I think if you want to, we can try like one wing without it, and I mean one wing like now, and then we can do it as well. Depends on how much time you have.
I'm good. Let's preheat the oven to essentially as high as it goes.
Okay.
With sticky.
That works.
I think it'll be worth it for the final presentation because we're adding a lot of moisture with the sauce.
Can you guys see this? Because it looks freaking amazing. I feel like this is restaurant worthy.
You think so?
I think so. I tried the sauce earlier, but on the chicken, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So we're preheating the oven to 500.
Yeah, I'm even going to like 550.
Frederick, you're late again. That's totally fine. You guys don't have to apologize, by the way, for like missing or being late to streams. It's like all good. Should we try one without? Should we try one right now? Okay, Holly, would you like to try one?
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here.
Of course.
Just waiting. Very patiently.
Are you being patient though?
Yeah.
Oh wait, we gotta add the garnish though. You gotta give her a lime.
Gotta give her a lime. Oh, do we put the lime on top of the chicken? Okay.
So I would chop the limes in half actually.
Okay.
Because they're a little bit big, just for one wing. In fact, for yours, I would quarter them.
Watch this. I'm gonna make it extra special for her. Do you like flat or drumstick more?
Flat.
Okay.
She knows what she's talking about.
When you said lime, I was thinking we were taking tequila shots.
It's also an option. Okay.
Okay, cutting the lime in half. All right, the roommate is a taste tester. The famous roommate is a taste tester. Yes. Which one's the prettiest lime? We'll go with this one. The craziest thing about like doing food videos and stuff is the mess afterwards. It's nuts. Okay, we've got the wing. Can you guys see this? And we've got the lime on top. Is there any, should I add the habanero, Max?
I think so. It's a personal preference, but
No.
I would.
I'll add a small piece. Okay, so we've got the wing. We've got the lime, the candied lime, and then we're adding the habanero strip on top. Ready, Holly?
Yeah.
Here you go. You are the taste tester.
Oh, I'm trying this before you guys.
Yeah. Oh, I think Max already tried his.
I didn't try it.
Like,
It's so good.
Max?
What's up?
do I eat the rind of the lime?
Yeah, it should all be edible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bit chewy, a bit bitter, but we added sugar to it, so it's sort of like a candy. I'm gonna try a bite too.
It's good right now. Oh, sorry, it's too low. It's good, but right now the lime is kind of overpowering it.
The lime is overpowering. Okay.
Just
Oh, really?
Okay. Bite of the chicken by itself.
Oh my god, these are so good. Good job, Lisa.
Good job, Max. This is his recipe. Good job, Max.
You should definitely make these again.
Can you put that, Lisa?
Okay, I'm lining these up on the baking sheet now, so we can put the. Oh, my oven's preheated. Okay, let's get
Oh,
going.
you're there. I think this is a good idea.
sauce. Oh my gosh. Did you put yours in yet, or not yet?
Yeah, I'm just lining them up on the baking sheet.
Okay, cool.
Someone's saying we have nice kitchens. How do you feel about your kitchen?
We have nice kitchens, Holly.
My dad did most of it.
Her dad did most of it, if you guys didn't hear that. Okay, these three I'll leave on the side. Okay, let's give this a try, guys.
Why isn't the habanero hot?
I have no idea. Max, this is amazing. This
Good.
sauce is so good. It's like the right mix of sweet and tanginess and spiciness. It's perfect.
I think that final crisp will be really helpful. Will be a nice addition. Okay.
We're doing a new Oktoberfest video, my roommate and I, this year.
Hey, ask Max if he wants to come.
What are we doing?
So Tulsa, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they throw the biggest Oktoberfest in the U.S.
Wow.
every year. It's pretty intense. Okay, how long are you cooking this for?
So my oven's still getting up to temp, but realistically, like 5 minutes. We'll just keep an eye on it to see how the color's doing. But the sauce has a lot of sugar in it, so hopefully it'll start to caramelize. Oh, this deep, so we're good to go. I'm gonna throw it in now, if you're ready to go.
Let's do it. Look at this, guys. I'm so happy with this. I don't cook chicken wings that often. I actually never do, but look at that. Okay, we're putting it into the oven.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn off this camera real quick.
So was the one you gave me cooked all the way?
It was. We're just crisping it. We're just crisping it up right now. Holly was worried that it wasn't cooked all the way. It definitely was. But if not, Holly will get sick. Her stomach is as weak as a baby, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Okay, putting these in for 5 minutes.
Daddy Plays wants you to mail them some wings. Can you make that happen, please, Lisa?
What was that?
Batty Plays wants you to mail them some wings.
That might happen. Maybe, possibly. Have you ever mailed wings before? How does that work?
I do it pretty often, actually. You just fry them, you get them nice and hot, and then you put them into a package, and then you overnight it, and then they arrive perfectly crispy.
Perfectly crispy, I believe you.
Yeah. I've never.
All right, do you guys have any questions for Max Meat Guy? Your mouth is watering. Yeah, mine is too, even though I just ate one. So I didn't feel the spice at first that much, but now I can feel the burn around my lips.
Yeah.
You don't need to mail wings. They already fly. Good point. That was actually a very good point.
Do you prefer ranch or blue cheese?
On wings, I would say ranch, but I do like blue cheese. Whatever they give us, I'm just like, okay.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I am
You're blue cheese all the way?
100%. But I like ranch. Ranch is good. Can't go wrong with it.
Ranch is good on anything. Have you ever had ranch on pizza? This is very controversial, but have you ever had ranch on pizza?
Frequently. I love it.
I love ranch on pizza.
Like, the crust by itself, not doing it for me, but dipping it in ranch, I'm a big fan.
Next level stuff. You prefer hot sauce. Nice.
Do I prefer hot sauce?
Someone said they prefer hot sauce. Probably on pizza.
Oh.
So are you able to talk? You got any upcoming projects that you're able to talk about?
Well, I was telling you guys about that 4th of July steak cake that I made. We got a whole bunch of fireworks. Literally almost destroyed my backyard. We did them at like 10 p.m. I was trying to do it a little bit earlier so I wouldn't wake up the neighbors. And we bought, it was like $75 for the fireworks, like nothing that crazy. And they were supposed to be fountains. I guess they were, but they were like massive fountains. I mean, we lit a few off at once. I think the video will be pretty funny.
I'm excited for that one. I'm glad you guys didn't burn down your house.
Yeah, me too. It was got a little sketchy. I'm not gonna lie.
What's your most dangerous one, by the way? The porta potty one. Whose idea was that?
You want to know whose idea that was?
Yeah, I do.
Also, sister reveal.
You're putting your sister on blast. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I do that every once in a while. She has like 3 seconds to react, but it was fully her idea. She was like, "This would be hilarious." I was like, "That is true."
It was hilarious though, so she did good.
It's honestly one of the funniest. I thought it was pretty funny. Big question here, Lisa.
Yes.
What's going on with the shirt?
Oh yeah.
What's the
So
shirt?
my apron says I kiss better than I cook, which is very. Is this true?
I was yeah.
That is my apron.
Yeah,
I suck at cooking, so that doesn't say much.
Love it.
Yeah, that was actually a question from Sophia out of left field.
That is the answer. So I am not that good at cooking. So like I said, that doesn't say much.
I'm also reading all the comments right now as they're going.
Ko Ying J is a huge fan, Lisa, of you.
Who is?
Ko Ying J Mo. Big fan of yours. Ski Game was a fan of both of us. Oh, thank you. That's cool. Lisa's humble. Everyone knows she's bomb at cooking. I feel like that's true. I feel like you also like set the impression that you don't have a high spice tolerance. In reality, you could take on pretty much anybody. globally. That's just my opinion, though.
I think it's pretty random. Like sometimes I'll eat something and I'm like, wow, this is really spicy. And then sometimes it's like not that bad. Like the world's hottest chocolate bar. I thought that would be really bad, but then it turned out not to be. And then when we did the hot chocolate, we did the white, was it the white chocolate on stream? I remember you dying and you didn't have milk. I felt so bad for you. You have to have milk.
I had almond milk.
You had almond milk.
It put me down for like a day and a half. So, like, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, check on your wings though, because
yeah, we should do that.
we got smoke going on here. I think we're pretty much here.
I'm gonna pull mine. I think mine are good to go actually. They look like they're glazed in.
Are they burning?
No, but I can smell some. We burned down the house. I've been knowing you guys. I said this already, but we gotta figure out the setup. Make sure Cooper doesn't come over here. Oh yeah, this looks amazing.
How's the color on them? Looks good.
It smells and looks amazing. I don't know what else to say. Let me turn on the second camera for you guys to see this beauty in action. Bussin'. Is it bussin', Max?
I think so. We still have to try them. The final crisp.
Oh
Do you use that term, bussin'?
I don't use it, but people in my comment section use it a lot. So I'm like, okay, I'll roll with it.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's bussin'. Okay, everyone else in the see everyone in the comment section. They're using it. If you had to cook to impress someone, what would your go-to thing to cook would be?
Probably some sort of surf and turf. Like lobster tails are a good one.
Ooh, yeah.
Depends on like the palate of the person cooking for. If they're used to like duck confit, to me is a really good that sort of thing because it's unique. It's like different than a ribeye, which is always a crowd pleaser. But I don't know. I think surf and turf is a good one. What about you?
I think I would cook steak. I'd be like, hey, look, I know how to cook a steak. Hopefully they're impressed by that. If not, I don't know what to do.
Would you say your specialty is ramen?
I could. I'd be like, hey, let's make some instant ramen. I'll put some add-ins that you've never seen before.
I think that's more impressive than cooking a steak, though, because everybody can like figure out how to cook a steak, but not many people can take ramen to the next level, in my opinion.
Do you like spicy ramen or just regular?
Me?
Yeah.
I like spicy. Didn't we make spicy ramen on the last live stream? Or it was like the Korean.
The samyang noodles.
Yeah, it didn't have the
with an egg and steak. Game winner right there.
What's the grossest thing you've eaten?
The grossest thing I've eaten?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there anything that you've eaten where you're like, this is the first and last time I'm eating this?
Have you ever had durian?
Yeah, that came to mind. Yes, I have.
Okay. I used to hate it, but I'm starting to like it.
I used to hate it, and I still do. No, I actually
You
I
used to
actually
hate it, you still do. Okay.
no, like I used to hate it, but then I've had it in some really cool like desserts in Malaysia, and in those settings, I actually really like it. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna say I love it, but I can appreciate it.
I think it's definitely an acquired taste. Jackfruit, if you guys want to try that, that's a little bit more palatable, I think, to most people. But yeah, I'm definitely acquiring the taste towards durian.
Have you had it recently?
Yeah, I had it like a couple weeks ago, maybe. People have been fascinated with the different ways of cutting open a durian. So I've been making my parents do it so I don't get roasted if I do it wrong. But they learned a new way to cut it, and I did as well. So I'll take that.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm putting like half a lime on each one and some habanero, like a little bit of habanero pepper.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's a little. I probably should have told you before, but you could even do a quarter of a lime. Honestly, I actually really like the candied limes, but it can be kind of a lot for people. How's the spice on your hand/eyes doing?
My face is, the burn's going away just a tad bit, so that's good. Not as intense as earlier. So I'll take that as a win.
Nice.
What's your favorite wings of all time?
I really like buffalo wings. Like typically, that's what I'd order. I did this one wing where the barbecue sauce had candied bacon in it, and it was like crunchy and dense and sweet and salty. It was pretty simple. Literally just like adding candied bacon to barbecue sauce. But I'm a big fan of adding texture, and that was really good.
That sounds absolutely amazing. Okay, this is my final product. Oh, you can't really see it. What do you think?
I'm saying your gaming channel. Okay, question. How do you pronounce your gaming channel?
How do I pronounce my name?
No, yeah, the gaming channel. Glavy?
Oh, Glavy.
Glavy.
It's based off of my nephew. He was doing a voiceover for one of my videos, and he said gravy, but he couldn't really say the R, so he said glavy, or he can say the R.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is an epic channel name.
When are you going to get into gaming?
Like, in terms of gaming channels?
Yeah. Twitch, YouTube.
I want to start doing Twitch. I don't know if it's going to be gaming though. Like, I'm just not good enough. I would love to. Like, I enjoy playing video games, but I would just lose every time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not enough time. Although I'm streaming quite often.
I feel like there was one time I saw I logged into your stream for 1 second, and it was like an immediate headshot, like a crazy kill. I was like, yeah, okay, she was just straight up lying to my face that she was not good at gaming. It's like long range pistol shot. I'm like, okay, all right, I know we're working with.
I went in at like a very lucky time where I was doing well. Okay, what do you think? How's this look?
I think it's looking great. Can we get a close up?
Yeah.
I guess we have a close up. I should probably make this bigger.
Let me kind of try to zoom in here. Oh, wrong way.
It's kind of blurry, but I'm getting the picture. It looks good.
What do you guys think? How's it look, guys? How do these chili lime wings look? It looks bussin'. Eric, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you.
Wow. It looks good. It looks real good. So I'm trying to work this situation.
You've got a really nice cutting board or plating board. Is that what you call it?
Yes, this is actually a new one from today. It just showed up. First green one. I love the. I'm just a huge fan of this design. So every month I get a new one.
Okay, you ready to take a bite or what?
I'm ready. What's up, Colton?
Okay. Flat. I'm going for the flat. Holly, you ready for this?
For what?
For a bite of this baked-in chicken wing?
I have been ready.
Okay, come this way.
Okay, get over here.
If you want,
we might get my sister live on stream.
Will she come live on stream, Sophia?
She's already in. She's here.
Yes.
Sophia Greb on
Max's
Instagram.
sister, Sophia. She also does food videos, by the way. Shout out to Sophia. Follow her on. She's on Instagram and TikTok. Sophia. How do you pronounce your last name? Greb.
Greb.
Yeah.
Sophia
Greb.
Thank you.
Her food content is pretty good. Rivals Max's. Maybe better than Max's, actually.
Significantly better.
Okay. Ready. Go ahead and take a piece, Holly.
Okay, twist my arm. I'll do this one this time.
Okay.
Instead of the flat.
Wow.
Cheers. Thank you, Max, for
Whole
showing me how to
team
make this.
Cheers.
Yeah, thanks for having me on your stream, Lisa.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate
Everyone
it.
in the chat, make sure to go subscribe to Max's channel and Sophia's channel on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. Here we go.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going in.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That was good.
words cannot describe how freaking delicious this is. Oh my gosh. This is so good. I'm going to eat the whole thing by myself.
4 pounds of wings to the face. Yeah. They came out pretty good.
Holly's going to help.
You think so?
It's spicy, a little bitterness from the lime, but a little sweetness too. It's really nice.
It's a winner, you said, Sophia?
Winner, yep.
And the chicken's not overcooked. That's a plus because I did not have my thermometer, so I was trusting Max and his time. And he has no idea. You have no idea how my oven works compared to yours, which is really funny.
Someone's asking, is it bussin'?
I say it's bussin'. Is it bussin'?
I don't know what that means, but sure. Does that mean like cool?
I don't know. It just means like good. Delicious. What's the definition of bussin'?
Guys, can we get some help with describing?
We're
what
all
the-
too old for this.
guys?
We're not too old to eat though, because this is freaking amazing. Guys, I am in love with these wings, and they were so easy to make.
It's so good.
Max, are you a cartilage guy?
Big cartilage guy.
Good.
And bone marrow.
Mm-hmm. All the way. Not wasting any of it. Yeah, you guys are pretty old. We are. I'm 72. I don't know how old Max is. I think you're towards 80,
72.
right?
I'm 65.
I
You're
get
real.
that actually. Max is 65. I'm 72. We're up there.
My sister's 14. It's really weird. My parents, it was weird.
All right, Max. Any last words about these wings? About life? About anything? Any wise words?
The wings are bussin'. I will say that. I don't know. It's my first time baking wings in a long time. So like I said, like I really, even though we were doing this like, on stream and together, like I learned a lot from it. And next time I'm baking wings, like I said, the 2 takeaways, one, cranking the heat up a little bit more. So 425 was hot, but I think we could have gotten away with like 475 all throughout. They ended up getting pretty crispy, especially when we added the sauce. We kind of caramelized them. But next time I'll probably bump it up to 475, 500 throughout, and also flipping them. I thought that having them on a tray, we'd have better airflow and the bottom would get nice and crisp. But what I found was that only the top really got that color. So to me, that's the name of the game when you're cooking. Like just picking up on things you can improve upon and applying that to the next time you cook. And that's what I try to do. And I think that's why I keep, hopefully getting better and better each time I cook something.
Sorry. That piece of meat went down the wrong way, but thank you everyone for joining. That was a very bad time for that to happen, but Max, thank you so much for joining the stream. Showed me how to make chili lime wings. Thank you everyone for joining the stream as well. I hope you guys all have a great night. Follow Max on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and Facebook. You won't regret it. But thank you, everyone. We're going to end the stream.
Hey, wait, Lisa, are you going to eat this hot pepper or what?
I'm not. I just had the wing go down there.
Stop. Do it.
She's just